Jonathan Williams of the American Legislative Exchange Council has high hopes for increased competition in choice of education programs with Donald Trump back in the White House. One America's John Hines has more.
Parental rights in education are at the heart of the growing school choice movement. President Trump campaigned on the issue and has begun meeting with school choice advocates to formulate a plan to transform American education. One person who has been in these strategy sessions with President Trump is Jonathan Williams of the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC. Jonathan, what did the president tell you about school choice in your strategy sessions at the White House?
Well, John, it was a great opportunity to sit down with the president and a number of governors who are leaders on the school choice movement. And I thought, it was just an incredible opportunity as the president rethinks the way that education is delivered in this country. And look at what the states are doing right now. That was a big focus of our lunch, was how the federal government can empower the states, where now we have, thanks to Tennessee just last week, the 13th state that has adopted a universal parental empowerment and school choice package, something that ALEC has been at the forefront of in our members across the country. And just hearing the continued interest from the president directly of how do we disempower the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., and how do we empower state and local governments, but more importantly, John, how do we empower parents to do what's right for their kids?
Well, the American Legislative Exchange Council, of course, is active in the states, and I gather that one piece of legislation you were active with is that education choice legislation in Tennessee. Is that the idea?
Well, it's been something we were proud to be active in over years now, to educate our members on the important aspects of what school choice can bring to families across the country. And we were proud of Governor Lee and legislative leaders there in Tennessee for becoming the 13th state. I know we had colleagues from our sister organization, ALEC Action, on the ground talking about that legislation. And it's just great to see the continued momentum. 4 or 5 years ago, John, if we were to survey the landscape of America, we had basically no universal programs of school choice across the states. And of course, parents looked across their kids on their laptops in the forced virtual learning, in the government lockdowns of the pandemic, and said, we've got to do things differently. What in the world is going on? What are our kids being taught? And that began the school choice revolution across the country. And now we have a leader in the White House with President Trump looking to empower that and really take our ALEC plan of having 25 states become universal school choice states by the end of 2025, which is something we've done with our Education Freedom Alliance. And I think what the president's done with his executive order the other day, and just this idea to empower states and parents, is going to put that on rocket fuel and really put us within possibility of getting that done by the end of this year.
Now, when people talk about school choice, essentially what they're saying is they want to bring competition to education. Is that right? Because you look across a landscape of consumer products and services, and almost every one of them has competition. Education probably is one of those areas, one of those few areas in American society that doesn't have a lot of competition. Is that the idea?
Well, absolutely. Competition is inherently a good thing, and dollars should follow the parents and the kids, most importantly, so they can make the decisions that are best for their families. That's the inherent piece of this. But the competition aspect is so important, John, in that you look at every consumer product or service where the price is going down and the quality is going up, whether it's tech or so many other things that have innovation happening because of competition. That's an inherently good thing. What's not happening is competition in education until we're successful to bring real choice for parents. And that's why you have situations where some of the big school districts like Baltimore or Chicago, you have now average being spent on every K-12 pupil at something like $30,000 or more, and you have results that in some of these school districts you're seeing next to zero of these kids being able to do math or reading at grade level. Something's got to change about that, John. We're leaving people behind. It's a travesty, and thank God we have leadership again in the White House that wants to rethink the way that we do education in America.
Jonathan Williams of the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC, thank you for talking to us on One American News, sir. It's a pleasure.
Always great to be with you, my friend.
For all our viewers asking where One American News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live, OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.